Listen up, you absolute specimens of consumerist conditioning. Your neighbor Mike just bought a 2026 Ford F-150 Raptor. It looks great in his driveway, doesn't it? It screams, "I'm successful and I have a large personality." But here is the brutal, unlubricated truth. Mike is one missed paycheck away from a nervous breakdown and a repossession tow truck. The Joneses aren't rich. They are high-income broke. They are the unpaid actors in a billion-dollar play designed to make you feel like a loser because your phone has a physical home button and your car doesn't have a monthly payment that rivals a mortgage in the Midwest. You think you're treating yourself. I think you're a bank's favorite victim. Today, we're going to dissect why your brain is actively sabotaging your net worth to impress people you don't even like. Welcome to the autopsy of the American dream. It smells like debt and desperation. Let's talk about neuroscience, because clearly, your gut feeling is an idiot. Your brain is a piece of hardware designed for the Pleistocene era, not the era of Afterpay, Klarna, and Instagram Reels. Back in the day, if you weren't part of the tribe, you died. Being low status meant you got the worst scraps of mammoth meat and no one wanted to reproduce with you. Fast forward to 2026, that survival instinct hasn't changed, but the tribe is now a global digital panopticon. This is where status signaling kicks in. It's a cognitive bias where you consume goods not for their utility, but to broadcast your social standing. You don't buy a $1,200 iPhone because it makes better calls. You buy it so the green bubble peasants know you can afford the entry fee to the cool kids club. Marketing departments know this better than you do. They spend billions on neuromarketing to trigger your loss aversion. They make you feel like by not buying the latest trend, you are losing status. You aren't buying a product. You are avoiding the pain of being left behind. Have you ever noticed that the high of a new purchase lasts about 48 hours? That's the hedonic treadmill. You buy the designer belt, your dopamine spikes, and then nothing. You're back to your baseline level of misery, but now your bank account is $500 lighter. So what do? You buy something bigger. The industry relies on your lifestyle creep. You get a $5,000 raise at work? Suddenly, your perfectly functional 2020 Honda feels like a death trap, and you need a Tesla. You're not moving forward. You're just running faster on a treadmill that's powered by the interest rates of your credit card. The American economy is 3 corporations in a trench coat, and they are all gaslighting you. They've convinced you that building credit is a hobby. Credit isn't a score of how well you handle money, it's a score of how good a customer you are to people who profit off your debt. Most Americans think they are above average with money because they pay their minimums on time. Paying your minimums isn't financial management, it's a slow-motion robbery where you are the accomplice. You are signaling wealth while your net worth is a hollow shell. Why do we do it? Because of relative deprivation. You don't feel poor until you see someone else with more. If everyone in your town drove a 1998 Corolla, you'd feel like a king in a 2005 Camry. But because Mike has the Raptor, your brain perceives your own car as a failure. You aren't fighting Mike, you're fighting millions of years of evolutionary biology that associates shiny things with survival. Let's look at the real math. Put down the avocado toast and listen. Let's look at the Joneses starter pack. A $60,000 SUV, a $3,000 a month mortgage, and a $500 a month wellness subscription. Let's talk about opportunity cost. Say you're 25, you finance a $45,000 car at 7% interest. Your payment is $750 a month for 6 years. If you took that same money and put it into an S&P 500 index fund averaging 10% annually, do you know what you'd have in 30 years? You'd have over $1.6 million. You didn't buy a $45,000 car. You bought a $1.6 million hole in your retirement. You traded your freedom at age 55 for the ability to look cool at a red light today. Was the heated steering wheel worth working until you're 75? Then there is the tax drag. I don't care what you make, I care what you keep. If you live in a high-tax state and you're making $150,000 to support your Jones lifestyle after federal tax, state tax, and insurance, you're taking home maybe $95,000. Then you pay $40,000 in rent, $12,000 in car payments, and $10,000 in food. Your net savings rate is effectively zero. You are a high-earning slave. Inflation isn't just the price of eggs, it's the lifestyle tax. When you live in a neighborhood to fit in, every service you use gets a zip code markup. Your barber costs more, your groceries cost more, your kids' birthday parties suddenly need a catering crew. Look at the pie chart of your life. What's left for you? A crumb? And you wonder why you feel anxious every Sunday night. It's because you have no margin. Margin is the difference between what you earn and what you spend. The Joneses have zero margin. They are brittle. One recession, one restructuring, one medical emergency, and the whole house of cards collapses. You are probably ignoring your employer match on your 401k because things are tight. You are literally leaving free money on the table so you can afford a subscription to a gym you don't go to. If you invest $500 a month in a Roth IRA starting at 20, you're a multi-millionaire by 60. If you spend that money on a lease for a Lexus, you're a cool 20-year-old and a broke 60-year-old. The math is binary. It doesn't care about your feelings or your aesthetic. So, how do you stop being a statistic? How do you stop being the bank's favorite little ATM? It's not about skipping lattes. That's a distraction. It's about a total psychological pivot. Step 1 is the who cares audit. Look at every recurring payment in your life. Ask yourself, if I couldn't post this on social media, would I still want it? If the answer is no, cancel it. Sell it. You are paying a clout tax that is keeping you poor. You don't need a $100 designer shirt to run on a treadmill. The treadmill doesn't have eyes. Step 2 is to automate your discomfort. Human beings are bad at willpower. If the money is in your checking account, you will spend it. Set up an automatic transfer to a brokerage account the second your paycheck hits. Pay your future self before you pay the landlord. If you don't see the money, you won't miss it. Step 3 is the 48-hour rule. Anything over $100 requires a 48-hour cooling off period. Your dopamine levels will drop, and your prefrontal cortex will kick in. Usually, by hour 47, you'll realize that the must-have gadget is actually just future landfill. Step 4 is radical transparency. Stop lying to yourself about your net worth. Your car is not an asset. Your primary residence is a liability that you happen to live in. Your true net worth is your liquid assets minus all your debt. That is your freedom number. If that number is negative, you are in a financial house fire. Stop buying furniture for a burning house. Step 5 is to embrace the boring middle class. The wealthiest people I know drive 10-year-old cars and wear basic clothes. They don't look like money, they have money. There is a massive difference. Looking rich is for people who need external validation. Being wealthy is for people who want internal peace. I get it. It's hard to be the lame friend who doesn't go on the $5,000 group trip to Tulum on a credit card. It's hard to drive the car that doesn't make people turn their heads. But do you know what's even better than looking rich? Not being terrified of your mail, having a bank account that allows you to say no to a toxic boss, having the ability to sleep through a stock market crash because you actually own your life instead of renting it from a bank? That's real status. That's real power. The Joneses are drowning. They are gasping for air while trying to make sure their Rolex is visible above the waterline. Stop trying to learn how to swim from people who are currently underwater. Subscribe to this channel if you want to actually own your life. Or don't. Keep funding your local dealership's Christmas bonus and complaining about the economy while you swipe your way into oblivion. I'm just a stick man on a screen. Your poverty doesn't affect my portfolio. Do math, not debt.